Hey everybody, this is Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I have got a video for you focused on LATTAFA fragrances. I've got 10 fragrances for you. There's 2 in here that are not LATTAFA, but I'm including them and I'll tell you why. But these are all super great priced. They come for the most part in beautiful presentations and they are really great clones of whatever it is they are emulating. So let's go ahead and get started. But as we do, please subscribe to the channel. I'm seeing on my statistics that only a small sliver of those who watch these are subbed. So please sub and also let me know in the comments what are your favorite LATTAFA fragrances or Middle Eastern clones in general that you're super impressed with because of the price or the quality or both. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we'll go with one that's a brand new pickup. This is a wonderful clone of Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. This is Bright Peach by LATTAFA. You've got some booziness, you've got some peach, you've got some orange, you've got some floral notes, some heliotrope, and you've got some jasmine, and then you've got some real sweetness in the base. You've got vanilla and benzoin and labdanum and tonka bean. You've got patchouli, a very noticeable patchouli note that works so well with that peach and the sweetness. It is just a great fragrance. It's got pretty good performance from what I can tell. Some people are calling it beast mode. I've got to do a little more testing. But so far, I mean, I got this for $32 with shipping on Amazon. I could not be more impressed. And another one from the same line. Now, these are actually MAISON ALHAMBRA, which is a branch of LATTAFA. It's another Tom Ford clone. This one's a clone of Tobacco Vanille, my favorite Tom Ford fragrance. This one is Tobacco Touch, and it is epic. It's beautiful, spicy, sweet. It's got an awesome tobacco note, a powerful vanilla. To me, this one feels a little boozy as well. It smells like it's got some cognac or something like that in there, but it's this dark vanilla, a tobacco with a little bit of smokiness, you know, almost a little incensey, and then just a knock your head off spiciness from some cinnamon and cardamom and clove and just beautiful spiciness. This one is a monster performer as well. And again, for that low $30 price range, you just absolutely can't beat it. Next up, we're going to go with one that's another powerhouse. It's a 10+ hour fragrance, maybe way more than that. And this is a fragrance you can still get for the low to mid $20 range. This is AMEER ALOUD Intense, and it's a clone of By the Fireplace by Mason Martin Margiela. The difference being this one's a little oody, just a touch of oudiness that you're not really going to get in By the Fireplace, and it's a little sweeter. And that oudiness and sweetness kind of amplify the smokiness a little bit. Now, it's still probably 90% similar, 85% similar to By the Fireplace, but it's got some power, it's got some kick and some thickness, some weight, some heaviness on top of By the Fireplace. And for that matter, so do Bright Peach and Tobacco Touch. They've got a thickness and a weightiness a little more than their more expensive counterpart. So AMEER ALOUD Intense, marshmallow sweetness and burning woods. You just can't beat it. It's like roasting marshmallows by the fireplace. Next up, we're going to go with a clone of YEDP by Yves Saint Laurent. This one's called LATTAFA FAKHAR Black. And this one is very similar to YEDP. The difference is YEDP is a monster performer on me. It's a 12-hour fragrance, whereas this one is about a 7 or 8 hour fragrance, or I would say at least 8-hour fragrance because it will last through a whole work day. And there is a very pronounced herbaceous aromatic heart in YEDP that's really toned down in this one. The sage note in YEDP is a standout. It just jumps off of your skin. In this one, the aromatics are probably cut in half, but the rest of the profile is very similar. This one might have a touch more sweetness, but it's a great pickup. I actually will usually wear half FAKHAR and half YEDP, and that works great for me. This next one, as far as I can tell, is an original by LATTAFA, and it is just a pineapple bomb. It's pineapple with some darkness from some oud. This is QAED FURSAN. And this one is pineapple, so it works great in the summer. I think anyway. I haven't worn it yet in the summer, but I've been wearing it as it's been getting hotter. But it's also got some darkness from some woods or some oud that made it work well in the winter also. This is a year-round fragrance. It's super strong, super powerful, and it is just pineapple all the way. It's like you just opened a can of pineapple. You get this rush of sweet pineapple. It's a great one. All right, next up, we're going to go with a couple Hype Beast LATTAFA fragrances. This one is a clone of by Kilian's Angel Share, but this one is less similar to the fragrance it's cloning than the others I've mentioned. This is still probably 75 or 80% like Angel Share. I'm talking about, of course, KHAMRA. This one's gotten a lot of hype. This one is a little different from Angel Share in, again, it's thicker, heavier, maybe even a little sweeter. And in Angel Share, I've only smelled Angel Share a couple times. I've only worn it once. But to me, Angel Share has a cinnamon note that is the dominant, overpowering note. This one's still got cinnamon and a lot of other sweetness and spiciness and even a little bit of oudiness, a touch of something that reminds me of oud. I think oud is a note. But this one, again, it's thicker, it's sweeter, it's heavier. I think we're seeing a theme here. I don't know if it's sweeter. Angel Share is a sweet fragrance, but it's still very similar, and it's beast mode. 12, 14, 15-hour fragrance. You'll spray it on at 7 p.m. and it's going to be there at 9 a.m. the next morning. It's an awesome fragrance, and even though it's a little different than Angel Share, I don't think that's a bad thing. I like the ways that it's different. I also really like Angel Share. It's just a great fragrance. This one is a clone of Initio's Oud for Greatness, and this is BADEE Oud for Glory. Of course, this is another Hype Beast. It's so cheap. I mean, you can get it. I haven't checked it in a month or two, but usually around $25, less than $30. This is the perfect beginner's oud. It's not offensive. It's a slightly medicinal oud with some spices. You get some saffron, a real sort of spicy, almost velvety texture mixing with that oud. And again, for the price, you can't beat it. And it is a great performer. Another one I would probably say is Beast Mode, 10-hour fragrance or so. Really great performer. This next one, when it came out, was so cheap, it was unbelievable. I got it for $12.50 on fragrancebuy.ca. I've seen it now in different places for more like 20 or 25. It's still a good pickup for that price, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fragrance Buy, when they have it in, if they still have it in that sub $20 price range. I'm talking about Amber and Leather. This is from the MAISON ALHAMBRA line again, but this is a clone of Ombre Leather, and it's just a straight clone. It's not as impressive to me as something like Bright Peach or Tobacco Touch. It's not blended as well. The gap in quality between Ombre Leather and this, I think, is more noticeable than it is with some of the others that I've mentioned. Nevertheless, if you spray this on your hand, immediately you're going to know exactly what they're cloning. It's a strong, long-lasting fragrance. It's probably still, I don't know, 85% similar to Ombre Leather. It's just the notes don't come together as well. I'm probably being more harsh on it than I need to be, but I'm just pointing out a difference with this one, and that's maybe why it was so cheap, but it's still a great clone of Ombre Leather. If you like Ombre Leather, that violet leather accord, then go ahead and give it a shot. Cardamom, all that. All right, now the next two are not LATTAFA, but these are fragrances that it's kind of hard to fit into a video like this because I only have one from this house as an example, but it's such an amazing, great pickup that I wanted to mention it. This is by REHAB, and it's called Choco Musk, and it's a clone of Mancera's Chocolate Greedy. It smells like a chocolate cake. Powerful, sweet, gourmand, chocolatiness, and a good dose of edible gourmand vanilla as well. This is one I've heard people say they don't get great performance. I do. This is easily an 8-hour fragrance. I got this on Amazon for like $9.87 with shipping. It's dirt cheap, and I haven't smelled chocolate greedy, but I've seen videos where people have said, people who have chocolate greedy who said that it's very close. I can tell you this, if you like chocolate, you like gourmand fragrances, this thing is amazing what you get for $10. It just blows my mind. This last one, I have a couple fragrances from this house, but this one is in another category than the others that I have. So I want to mention it here because it's great quality. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's unique. It's awesome. It's like a $24 fragrance on Amazon. I'm talking about Ard Al-ZAAFARAN Oud 24 Hours Majestic Gold. This is a clone of Stronger With You Leather, and it is gorgeous. It's this beautiful, sweet, nutty, Stronger With You base kind of fragrance with a very noticeable leather note. And it's a leather note that isn't as smooth as some other leather notes. I would say it's even slightly animalic, but I absolutely love it. It's something like in Philip Plein's No Limit. It's a leather note like that, except in this one, instead of having a powdery dark chocolate like in the Philip Plein, you've got or kind of dusty dark chocolate, you've got kind of a dusty vanilla in this one. You've also got several different spices mixing with that dusty vanilla and that awesome, just soft leather. It's a great, great pickup, and for less than $25, you can't beat it. So there are 10 awesome Middle Eastern fragrances, most of which are LATTAFA, but any of these I highly recommend. It's amazing what these clone houses are doing now, and every one of these is a great example of the value that you can get nowadays with clones. That's my daughter knocking at the door, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm Justin, and this has been Sillage Scents. Thanks.